Hello and welcome back to Everyday Us. My name is Mariah.
And I am Ian.
And Chickpea has plans. This week we are talking about the power of manifesting and how it has helped shape our lives.
Yes, the power of manifestation and how it changes year by year, things that we've loved, our personal beliefs about manifestation, and yeah, no, I almost choked saying that right there. And just what we've prepared for, what's come through, what's happened, and ways that you can better manifest your time going forward.
Exactly. So, for a fun little icebreaker, what is one thing that we have manifested that actually came true?
This podcast. Simple, sweet.
That is very true. I agree. This podcast, again, was just a simple idea. Could we do it? Who would want to listen to us? But that's why we came up with the title, Everyday Us. We're just normal people. We're not trying to be a power couple or some couple for you to look up to. We're just keeping it real. We're just letting you know that life happens. The past year, maybe even 2 years, so life has just been happening to us. Mm-hmm. So we have been doing a lot of manifestation, like crazy, because something's got to give. We need a change. And we know that we needed to change our mindset in order for things to change. Because if we're still on this hamster wheel, hoping that we'll get a break, but never putting in the action, then it's not going to happen. But once we said, okay, here's what we want, here's how we're going to get it, put it out there in the universe, and then slowly, we're starting to get those things.
Yeah. And with any good manifestation comes the plan. So that's something we've been looking into. But before we get into that, just what's the difference between manifesting versus wishing for something?
All right. Yeah. So
because they're very parallel.
And people get them confused. So when you're wishing, usually wishing, there's no action behind it. It's just hopes. It's just words. You're just saying what you want, but you're not really saying how you're going to get it or what steps you're going to do to get it. Just, oh, I want to become president. You just saying that isn't going to happen. What steps are you going to take to become the president? Like, what are you going to do? How do you see yourself as the president? Little things like that. Now, I know that you said the podcast was one thing, and we only asked for one thing.
Only one.
But another thing, which I think is really important, we manifested a new job for you, and that happened. You had your first day of work today. Yay!
Yeah, that was great.
That is huge. We 100% manifested that because you were not happy at your last job. And once you were like coming home, like so sad, I'm like, all right, babe, I know you hate to do more work, but we need a new career for you. Mm-hmm. We need to find something that makes you happy. So start updating your resume so that you can look for something better. And that also ties in with the podcast. You know, we started this because it's going to help you with your voiceover, getting that out there, just manifesting change. Because as I mentioned, we were just in this hamster wheel and it was getting old, it was getting frustrating, and we really wanted something new in life, and we felt like we kept getting the short end of the stick. So we kept imagining a longer stick.
No. I mean, you're definitely spot on there. Yeah, long time coming. Happy it all came together. And yeah, I mean, we just stuck with the plan and hope for better days and work towards those better days. And I remember at my previous job, one of the account executives would always say, hope is not a strategy. Mm-hmm. And that is so true. Like, it's not at all. Like, you need to have a plan. You need to stick to that plan. You need to give yourself due dates, deadlines. and you need to push for those results.
Right.
End of the month, end of the week, end of the quarter. And if you don't do that, then you're doing nothing more than just wishing upon a star for change.
That is great. You know, that is key for when you're manifesting something. You have to set goals for yourself. This is what I want by the end of the month, by 6 months, a year. Give yourself a goal. You don't have to necessarily hit it, but I promise you, if you set a goal, you'll get close to it. You have something to look for. It's a vision. And maybe you are a visual person. So maybe you make a vision board for yourself, whether that's on Pinterest or something that you actually print out, use a magazine, cut it up.
She loves her vision boards.
Of course. You need to see it to believe it and actually feel it. I know that I, for the longest time, was unhappy with my job. And I'm like, some days I would just wake up, especially when I worked from home, and I'm like, I'm a housewife. I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go take Pilates, and then I'm going to go to a coffee shop, and then I'm going to do some work, and then I will do whatever else I want to do. And I slowly just had to envision that. I will stay in bed for like 5 more minutes in the morning, and I would just picture myself waking up in this beautiful home, walking to my beautiful bathroom that has a shower and a nice tub to like lay in, the tub inside the walk-in shower. I'm just visioning all of this and envisioning the life that I want, and I'm slowly getting there. Your girl is slowly, she wakes up with Pilates, and she does go to a coffee shop and does her work, so it's slowly getting there. But you gotta set your goals. You have to visualize it, see yourself doing what you want to do, or see yourself where you want to be, and it'll happen. Mm-hmm. But you have to believe in yourself first.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And what you were saying, like, with the setting goals, I actually met someone and I told him, oh yeah, like, I'm trying to start my own business. And he's like, trying means nothing. I can stand right here, look at my son, and try to call him, but he's not going to come unless I actually do it. I don't want to hear that you tried to do something. You either did it or you didn't do it. And whether you failed or not, that's okay. You learn from your failures, but you don't learn from just trying. You either give it all you give it your all, or you don't. So that's part of manifesting as well. You're either gonna do it, set the action, set the goals, and actually put it into play, or you can just set the goals and sit back and wonder why things aren't happening for you.
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. Like, one clear example that I love to do is anytime I want to push myself, I want to do something better, I'll say, okay, I want to go from X to Z by this time. You know, like, that's how you do it. I want to go from, unhappy to happy by New Year's.
Okay.
I want to go from basic manager role to director by, end of a year and a half of being wherever the hell. And it gives you something to work towards. Like, as well as doing this podcast, I ended up writing that novel, converted it from the screenplay to the novel, and now I'm narrating that. And all that was part of that plan that I gave myself. Like, I wasn't just saying, okay, I want to create a novel. No, Ian, you're doing the novel. You're going to be done with it by January.
Right.
Done. Okay, you're going to start narrating it. No, you're going to have that done, or at least the first 2-3 chapters, in 2 weeks. Exactly. And then from there, go up. And same with the graphic design. Like, all that, I gave myself strict deadlines and stuck to it. And honestly, like, if I had the same mindset doing these types of things, wishing instead of manifesting, like back in my like mid or early 20s, it would just be a blank screenplay. Like, no joke. Like, that back then, it was just, why rush? Things will just happen. I'll be walking down the street, bump into somebody who turn around and say, hey, I want you to be a star in my film, or whatever the hell. Hold my hand and I'll take you to the promised land. Like,
it's the 1%. That's not like everyone.
Not for everyone at all.
Wait,
everyone's naive that eventually, like, we just wish upon a star early, but
Yeah.
not realizing the work is what gets us there.
So we're gonna bring it to church.
Oh.
Joel Osteen. I used to watch him with my mom on the mornings, and he would always start off with a joke. And I might butcher the story a little bit, so don't quote me word for word. But he was saying how there was a man who was stranded, like in the water, or he was either in the water or like I think like say if it was a hurricane or whatever, and he's just like waiting for someone. And so someone comes by and they're like, "Hey, do you need help?" And he was like,
I know this exactly.
No.
I know exactly.
"God will save me." And they're like, "Okay." Few minutes later, someone else comes and they're like, "Hey, do you need help?" "No, God will save me." All right. One more person comes by and they're like,
This is
"Do
a
you need
classic.
help?" "Nah, I'm good. God will save me." He ends up dying. He sees God and he's like, "Why didn't you save me?" He was like, "I sent you this person, I sent you that person, I sent you this person, and you ignored it all." Okay? So you can't just sit there and wait for something to happen. You have to put the action into it to have it happen. And by you putting in the action, you don't know who's going to notice you while you're doing that. So you just have to put in the work. And sometimes we get help. I'm not saying that every single person who has something going for them has put in hard work. There are some people who are lucky. They have the opportunity. They know someone, but you are just as naive as thinking that, oh, they only got that because of X, Y, and Z, or they were lucky. No, maybe that was the case partially, but they put in some work. We all do something. And we all live different lives. So whether you have to put in 80% and they only have to put in 10%, you still need to figure it out. You still need to look for that 90 or whatever else percentage that you need. You still need to help yourself out by putting in the work. We can't just sit back and say, "One day I'll be rich." How is that going to happen? And that also goes with dating. If you're single and you're looking for someone, you're not going to meet them sitting on your couch. Okay?
No.
Envision being the person that you want to date. Will someone want to date you? Are you dateable? Are you walking in through every door with confidence? Are you holding yourself at a higher standard? Because don't expect someone else to show respect for you if you don't respect yourself. And that's all about loving yourself. So if you're looking for someone, put out the energy that you want to attract. If you want to be a housewife at the golf club or the country club, whatever, girlfriend, you better be swinging those balls around those country clubs. Put
Whoa.
yourself in that situation. I know that sounded a little wrong.
Not that.
Let's not swing. I
The
mean,
golf perspective.
do you? We're not here to judge.
No, but to her point, yes, you need to put yourself out there. And at the same time, patience. None of
Yes.
this needs to be rushed. You don't need to, have your plan set in motion in months or even a year. Like,
Right.
I mean, people spend half their lives writing certain books, and then, by the time they get published, they're like, they're like, what did I put into this? And then just
Right.
like that, they take off. So, just put in the work, believe in yourself, have the patience, and just know that what you're doing is worth it in the long run. Like, it might
Yeah.
not be tomorrow, it might not even be this year, it might not even be the following year, but you put in the work, you put yourself out there, and like Mariah said, people will notice, people will guide you, people will help, and that's all you can ask for, honestly. As long as you do the work, as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you have a plan and you stick to that plan, be proud of yourself regardless of what happens at the end. Like, you may not end up where you want to be,
But you'll
but in a
get
way
closer.
you'll end up close, or you'll end up where you deserve to be in a way that makes sense. So, it just comes down to action, honestly. Just action. But that's easier said than done. Like, even
It is.
with my novel, it took me, my God, probably a month and a half before I was even able to actually start doing anything. Like, it wasn't until I actually sat down and said, "No, you're not walking here, you're not putting on the TV. Sit down, shut up, and get this going now."
Yeah.
And then just like that, I put my phone on do not disturb mode for like 3 hours, and that was that. That was that. But it was a push. It was a lot. Like when you have that free time after a long day of doing whatever the hell, working, it's a struggle to work on your own personal side project that will benefit you in the long run. But it's all about giving yourself the extra push. Like the 9 to 5 pays the bills. The 7 to 11, I guess, if that works. The 7 to 11 is your career, or not your career, your life goal. That becomes your career in the end.
And speaking
if it
of
goes
that,
in the right direction.
Don't let your 9 to 5 stop you from living your life. A lot of people, they're just like, girl, I've been working all day. The last thing I want to do is come home and do more work. But I bet and guarantee at the end of the day, you want to work for yourself, hopefully. You know? You have to put in the work so that you're not spending hours putting money into someone else's wallet.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. That's
Do
the quote.
what's best for you.
9 to 5 pays the bills. The 7 to 11 builds your empire.
Love that.
I think I quoted that from The Rock. But
Build your empire.
Wise man. Wise man.
But also, reminder, progress is not linear. So you might have times where you feel like you're taking 10 steps back. That's okay because you took a step. Whether you're going forward or backwards, you are moving. And if you go backwards, you're learning. You're learning what worked, what didn't work. What do I need to do better for next time? What do I need to manifest? Do I need to put more details into it? Not, oh, I want to manifest a job. No, I want a job that I'm going to be happy at. I want a job that's going to value me. Okay. I want a job where I feel like I'm actually contributing. See yourself where you want to be. It's not impossible. It is not impossible. People have went from literally the streets to mansions. It happens. Okay? Don't let your past or whatever has happened, like, oh, well, I never have good luck. Okay? Some people are just lucky. It's not all about luck. It's not. Yeah. And if you ever played Phase 10, you'll know that. But, it's never too late. It's never too late to start. And something that I kind of do differently from you, instead of setting specific deadlines, I just set goals on what I want to happen. Because sometimes if you miss that deadline, then you feel like a failure or it's a negative or, it's never going to happen. I said I wanted a husband by Christmas and I haven't even went on a first date. You want a husband? Put that out there. I don't know when my husband's going to be here, but when he shows up, I'm ready. Try not to put too much pressure on yourself. Set those goals. If you miss it, all right, set it again. Yeah. It's never too late. You're living, you're breathing. Do what you want to do. And now I'll calm down a little
Never
bit.
the end of the world if you miss a deadline. Your own personal deadline.
Right.
Just find another one that works. Or, hey, can't make it this week. Push it for next week.
Right.
Yeah. Simple and sweet. Honestly, you're not trying to change the world. You're just trying to change yourself.
And one step at a time.
One step at a time. But like Mariah said, like previous jobs, previous relationships, you're learning more about yourself from all these things. Like jobs and relationships they're parallel, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Like you learn a little, you lose a little, you learn what you like, you learn what you hate, you learn how, you can work in the situation, how you can't work in that situation, things that are compatible with you, things that aren't, things that hold your interest, things that don't. And when it feels right, you'll know. Like my last job, within a week of being there, I knew. I was telling you, I was like, I made a big mistake being here. Yeah. And it did not get better. It got steadily worse. And I knew it. I felt it in my bones. The job I had before that, happiest place. Like I saw myself being there for life. That's why we went down the process of getting engaged and doing everything, because I truly believed in that company. Yeah. And they believed in me. And everything was great. The company ended up getting acquired and acquisition. But yeah, that's another thing. But then the role I had after that, quite simply, I just needed it. I did not want it. And I learned a hell of a lot about myself. I learned, honestly, ways to do the role even better. And being at my current role now, I can feel everything just coming together.
Yeah.
You know? And I have that same spark that I had at the company I loved. I was at for a few years. And, you know, that just goes to show. That just goes to show. Like, I fought through a miserable period being there just to come out and see greener pastures. And that's just life. And now I'm going to give it my all. Something I didn't even think about at my last job because I was so over it so quickly. But when it's there, you feel it. And that's all I got to say.
Exactly.
So believe in yourself, believe in your plan in life, and live and learn. Every relationship, every job, every whatever the hell, just live, learn, take the good with the bad, and learn that you're just leading towards that ultimate peace in your life of what you want to do.
Right. So, I just have this idea because I saw someone do this on TikTok. She did it at the beginning of January where she would make a video, ask questions, and then at the end of the year or the next year, she'll go back to the video and answer those questions. So she's like manifesting. Did we get that job that we want? Did we get the apartment that we want? Did we do this? And then the next year, she's like answering like, yes, that actually happened, or no, that didn't happen, or this happened better. So I think that this is something that you and I can do. We can just say things that we want to happen this year. And a year from now, we'll play this part of the clip and see where we are.
New Year's resolutions, basically.
Kind of. So you'll ask 2 questions for us, and I'll ask 2 questions for us. So I will start. Question number 1 for future us. Are we on track to start a family? Are we? We'll see.
Okay.
Okay. I think they answered. Hopefully they did. Now you go.
Oh my goodness. I guess, are we on track to get a house? Start with that.
Okay. We're going to manifest great things. Put it out there. Let's see. Are we happy in our careers?
That's a good one.
Are we? I hope.
It's a great one. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. Do we get a second car? For her. Leave my Jeep alone.
Listen, let me just say something. Everyone, the audience want to know why you keep bringing up that Jeep. Because this man will think, you guys will think that this Jeep is a hot mess, and it is not. Okay? This man is obsessed. Are you married to me or the Jeep?
Both.
Listen.
My Jeep was my first love. And her
Okay.
name's Renee, by the way.
All right.
But no, I mean, I have room for both of you, babes.
Clearly, you care about one more than the other.
Well, let's
Anyway.
manifest.
We'll manifest a new car. Hopefully, it's what is it? A Wrangler?
There she is.
Is that what I like?
Oh, yes, you do. Or Cherokee.
Let me tell
Uh-oh,
you
new
guys
party.
something. Hold on. Let's manifest Chickpea.
She's not having it. Not having it. Chickpea went to the vet last week, and
Yeah, baby girl
Yeah.
has an ear infection, so
ear
she's no
infection, and she
therapy.
has teeth that need to be taken out.
Ooh, child, that mouth is disgusting.
And that bill was so insane, I might just do it myself.
Listen, she gonna need to get assistance from the government because that teeth was messed up when she was on the streets. That was not part of my responsibilities. If you guys want to donate to Chickpea's teeth extraction, please. Is that what it's called? I don't know.
She turns to look like, no.
She's like, girl, don't
Put
you
that
dare
towards
come near
fancy
me.
fees.
So we are going to give you quick ways that you can manifest effectively. Not wishing, but actually putting out there in the universe what you want. Put out that energy so you can receive it back. So, number one, you want to be clear on what you want. Be very specific on what you need, what you desire, what you envision. Be real, be detailed. Number two, act as if it's already happening. Live that life, okay? If you want to be a housewife, girl, you are already a housewife. Go get your Starbucks, go get whatever, go work out, take care of the house, live it, envision it. If you want to be a boss and you want to manage people, start acting like a boss. Wake up early, show up on time, get in a little extra work, leave a little bit later. I don't know. You have to put in the work and do what's best for you. Envision it, be it, see it. You want to be that president? Put on your little suit and tie and go out there. Get involved with your government officials in your area. Put in the work. See what you want. Envision the life. It is not impossible. If other people have it, girl, boy, you can have it too. Another thing.
Words of wisdom.
Align your actions with your goals. So, as Ian has been saying, set those goals. Know what your goals are. And don't just say, oh, my goal is to run once a week. But then you never sign up for the gym. You're always making excuses of, I'm tired. I got to wake up early. Or, I still need to eat dinner. I still need to cook.
Which are all real scenarios that everyone gets hit with. But yeah.
The gym will still be there. You still have to make sure you set those goals and that the action is behind it. Try. I don't care if you're in the gym for 10 minutes. You showed up. Try for 11 the next time.
Yeah.
And then also let go of the doubt. Trust the process. I am someone who is starting my own business from scratch. And I know plenty of people who are entrepreneurs, and whenever they would get down or hard on themselves and they're like, Mariah, I don't know if I can do it, or business isn't going so well, or it's so slow. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? You're out there. Your business is out there. You are in a magazine. Remember, a celebrity gave you a shout out. It's not always going to be consistent. You're not always going to be on a high, but you are doing it. You are doing the thing. So yeah, I just started my own wedding business, and I only have 4 brides, but I'm going to take out that only. I have 4 brides. Shout out to my brides. Thank you so much for trusting me before I had any reviews, before I had a website and Instagram. I still don't have any reviews, and you guys are just trusting me. I appreciate that so much. I could have just sat there last summer and be like, who's going to trust me with their wedding? I don't have the background for it. I mean, yeah, I've done events my entire adult life. So yes, but it's different from wedding. But I could have made up all these excuses on why someone wouldn't want to work for me, and I would be nowhere. But I got my first bride before I even had a name for my business. It's just word of mouth. I don't even know if my first bride is on a contract, because I don't even know if I did that first. There was so much that I was learning. Don't worry, I'm going to send her the contract now before.
Yeah, about that. Let's check those emails after this.
You have to believe in yourself and know that it's not going to go 0 to 100. It's going to take time. But if you truly believe in it and you want it to happen, it'll happen. Trust yourself.
Trust yourself. Give yourself the extra push. And one thing I did a lot that really helped, like just setting myself reminders on my phone and on my laptop.
Nice.
That would just pop up once or twice a day being like, do some writing.
That's good.
Do some editing. Do some writing. Or even just work reminders as well. Just saying like, speak up. Ask questions. Don't be quiet in meetings. And these things would pop up every day, every morning, right before I jumped into my meetings. Very helpful. Like very, very helpful. I would go in sometimes not even thinking about it. Remind myself with that. I'm like, okay, you're right. Ian, don't be quiet. Speak up. Anything on your mind, lay it out there to let them know that you're involved, that you're engaged. And same with, doing the personal things, leaving little reminders, knowing when I get out of work, when I get home, when I have that chill period where I want to do nothing. And then I'll get a reminder saying, hey, get up, go write, go finish this. And
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I've done that on just beautiful days where I've had nothing on my schedule. I plan to chill. I'll get that and be like, Ian, you're right. And then just get up, go in the office, and spend the next 3 hours just working on me.
Right.
Yeah. So
Like even today,
definitely look into that.
my goal was to go to the gym, but I knew that I had so much on my plate. And I even had lunch. I was supposed to go to lunch at 2:00. And I had to send a text to my friend and say, hey, can we push lunch to 2:15 just so that I can get 25 minutes at the gym?
You 25?
Did I go or did I not go? Okay, then. Like I said, I showed up, I clocked in, scanned, 25 minutes, but I still did it. I could have just been like, what's the point? 25 minutes is nothing. But I used the Stairmaster, I sweat, and then I went to go eat. Like, don't make excuses. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. Give yourself that time. So tell us, what are some common mistakes that block manifestation?
Self-doubt, impatience, and honestly just caring too much about what people think. Because there's a lot of time you say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then you'll ask a few people, they'll be like, why? Like, why are you're really
That's a
going to do
good
that?
one.
That's a waste of time. Don't do that. It's not going to work. You should be focusing on this, and this. Like, even this podcast, just telling a few of my friends, they gave me nothing but criticism.
Right.
Straight criticism.
They're like, oh, you're going to do this? You're not going to advertise? You're not going to do
what's the
this? Like,
point
how?
of this?
Like,
Why would you do this? Dude, like, what are the topics going to be? Who's going to listen to that? Who's going to watch that? Like, just... And at one point, you have to remind yourself, like, I care this much that I'm not going to let anyone interrupt with me.
that is so true.
Like, you have to find that voice and hear nothing else but that voice. Because
Yep.
you're going to hear a lot of bullshit from people who honestly tell you that because they were maybe interested, but then couldn't figure out a way to make it work for them. So therefore, they don't want it to work
Right.
for you. Or
That's
have had
true.
similar ambitions where they just didn't find the time and they're honestly were kind of jealous even hearing that you're going to
Yeah.
go through with it because it just wasn't on their game plan at all. And now they're like looking at you being like, well, just don't do it. Just don't do
Right.
it. I thought about it. I didn't do it. Here I am. And it's like, well, I'm not you. I'm going to do
Exactly.
me. You do you.
Yeah, we've had friends who started podcasts, they didn't finish their podcast, and they're like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? It's just... And that's why, like, Ian, he's really good at this. Sometimes you have to move in silence. Like, yeah, we're saying put it out in the universe for yourself. When you're here in your bedroom, say it out loud. But sometimes you can't tell everybody your plans. Because there's a such thing as an evil eye. There's an energy. And that's why I feel manifestation is real. Manifesting is real because the energy that you put out, we're constantly vibrating with energy. Sounds, like air, it's all around us, okay? You want to radiate the energy that you want to come bouncing right back.
Yeah. No,
Right.
Exactly. It's like what Dr. Seuss once said. Those that mind don't matter. And those that matter don't mind.
Right.
That's the truth. Like right there.
Yeah, so a lot of people,
Just quote Dr. Seuss. Love
I
it.
love that.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't think I told a lot of people that I was starting a wedding business. Maybe like 2 or 3 people. And luckily for me, they were all like, oh my God, I so see you doing this. This is perfect for you. But I try not to tell too many people. You don't want them to always know your next move. You got to keep them guessing a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, don't let other people get in your ear or saying, oh, that's going to take forever. You want to go back to school and be a doctor? Why would you do that? Do
Yes.
you?
Yes. And
Do
this might
you,
be
boo-boo.
a topic for another episode, but I think that's why when it comes to sharing, me personally, I tell people except for family, of course. Well, depends on the
What they
family.
need to hear.
I tell people only what they need to hear about my life, about our life. Never, ever tell them what they want to hear, you know? Because some people, and we had this conversation the other day, they won't listen and share or make you feel like you're not alone. They'll listen and they'll just absorb. And they'll just remind themselves at the end, like, okay, well, you know, my life's a mess, but I'm doing a lot better than them.
Right.
And it's like, you know, they won't open up. They're just
taking
everything.
in
They're
all
taking
of that
it all.
negative of you.
And then when you least expect it, they'll throw it in your
Oh,
face
yes.
later on
Right
to get
back.
above you. And, you know, I learned way back with a friend or two with that like, don't overshare. Like, even very close friends, they can seem like they care, like they're listening, like they're really there to help you and give you good advice. But in the end, sometimes they're just thinking like, wow, I'm in a much better place than them.
Right.
And all they'll do is tell you about how, oh, well, I don't have to worry about that. Oh, well, we did this and we never need to think about that. Oh, well, you know, that's why I got into blah, blah, blah years ago. And I've never even been in this situation. It's like, oh, okay, fun.
Right.
You know, like who? Yeah.
Beware of people who just do not want the best for you. That's why you really need to surround yourself with like-minded people. It's really true. The people who are your friends is a reflection of you. You need friends who are motivated, who want to do well. I'm sorry, but if all of your friends are broke around you, you will be broke as well, because they don't know how to save. They don't know the mindset of getting money and keeping money and building on that. You need to realign and readjust your life and who's around it. If you're with friends who are always gossiping and talking crap, I guarantee you they're talking crap about you to someone else. So are they really a
That's
friend
it.
that you
Yeah.
need who's going to
Yeah.
give you sound advice? Or they're just waiting, like Ian said, for your next downfall so that they can go and call their other girlfriend and be like, guess what? Girl, you thought our life was bad, but Mariah and Ian, whew, look at them. Like, no.
Like, seriously.
And there are so many people who are out there just like that. And me, as the Pisces and the loving person, I'm trying so hard to stop being so friendly and being so open with people. I say that as we have a podcast sharing all of our business. But like, no, like, I have been hurt too many times because I am just like a fucking golden retriever where I just want to be friends with everyone. And the second that we click, I'm like, all right, here's my entire life story. This is
Overshares.
what happened. I overshare everything. And it's like, then I think that we're best friends. And you're just like, girl, you're the only one who's doing the talking. Like, I'm waiting for you to shut up. So, and then I get hurt because I think that I'm close to this person and we're not close. I am just offering it up, my business. And I don't need to be doing that. So I'm working on protecting myself, not really telling everyone what my business is, personal, relationship, or career-wise. Again, I'm not really going to be putting out there like what my next moves are. You guys know I'm a wedding planner. If you're getting married, engaged, you know someone, shout them out, send them my way. Let's support Black-owned women business. But, whew,
Yeah. Honestly, that could be a whole nother podcast.
it sure can.
Like, my Jesus. Speaking of other podcasts and what's coming next, believe it or not, for the rest of March, we're
Taking a little break.
gonna be taking a little break. Someone has a little mother-daughter trip planned.
Yes,
So,
I
if she
will
wants to get into
be
that.
in Italy with my mom.
Yeah. Where are you going?
I needed a moment of silence for that. She's great. But this is our first mother-daughter trip together, just solo. Usually we go on trips and then we meet other girlfriends and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're going to Italy. We're going to go to Venice, Florence, and Rome. So really excited about that. But we typically record on Sundays, and I'm going to be gone for the next 2 Sundays. And then when I get back, so by the time I get back, I think it's like the 30th of March. So we'll just start
Basically
fresh
April.
in April. We're still in season 1. So this is just like a little spring break. And then we'll come back with probably another, 10 more episodes. And then we'll take like a summer break. And then season 2. Oh my God, that's so weird to even say season 2.
Oh, my
But
God. And we'll see. We'll see. Maybe when she's gone,
Manifesting.
I'll
There might be a
possibly
pop-up.
do a pop-up special
Yeah.
with a friend of mine.
I tried doing that and it didn't work.
Yeah. But we'll see. I'll I'll have more of a plan. I'll manifest a
He'll
time and place
manifest
for the
it actually
podcast
happening.
and follow up and make sure it actually works. Make sure it actually comes through. But we'll see. We'll see. Because my friends too, they can be slackers. They can
Right.
bail. Super Bowl was a prime example of that. But
No,
that's a whole
let's
nother
not get
episode.
into that.
Whole nother episode.
All right.
Whole nother episode. If you guys are watching, goddamn. But whatever. Okay. So yeah, manifesting is about more than getting what you want. It's believing in yourself and your ability to follow a path and get to the end of that path. So yeah, manifestation. God bless.
So make a plan, set your goals, envision yourself, be who you want to be. Okay. See yourself where you want to be and manifest the shit out of your life. Okay.
No
Put
more
out
wishing.
that
No more
energy.
wishing.
Yeah. We're not wishing. We're
You wanna
not
wish?
trying.
Play lottery.
We are doing. Okay. We are doing. So go out there and put out into the universe what you want. And I promise you, you will get it back.
Manifest destiny.
I'm going to
God
manifest some wine.
Manifest a good dinner after this.
Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, share your manifestation stories with us, and yeah, let us know what you are looking forward to in life.
Love you. Till next time.
Every day, every day, every day.